Go ahead, Zatel.
Yeah, let me know when to stop, Sean, because
Yes,
I'm
sir.
ready. I'm locked and loaded with it.
Yeah.
David, man, I know you're making the media rounds right now, so I'll get right to the business at hand, man. And congrats again on a great performance. I heard your father speak yesterday in another interview in Spanish, and he said the WBA is on its way to mandating a fight with you and Bivol. Should Bivol be successful in his May 30th title defense? Is that the plan to fight Dmitry Bivol next? And are you guys going to reach out to make that happen after May 30th?
No, yeah, for sure. So we're already in talks with that. But first things first, we got to see how he comes out. If he comes out with any injuries, I don't think it's going to be any. He's going to have any problems in that type of way. But that fight is definitely happening. I told you guys that's the next one, and that's exactly what we have on our radar. That's the one we're going to make happen next.
With the Zerto, there was so much talk about the sparring. Was this a case where, in a good part, in a large part because of the sparring, this was a fighter you knew you were gonna beat? And is that the case with Dmitry Bivol too? And why would that? Yeah, you look at it with Bivol too, like you think you could beat every fighter, but based on the sparring, you know what's gonna happen if you guys share the ring.
Yeah, so based on the sparring, I know the potential of certain type of scenarios in the ring. And, for a fight to change, a fight to end, it only needs 1 second or one good combination. So I know that I told you guys over and over then that I did this to Surdo Ramirez in the ring. I did the same thing to Dmitry Bivol. I'm not trying to be cocky, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but those are just the facts. You know what I mean? So I'm coming into this 100% confidence already. I'm not riding on my high horse. I'm not letting the confidence just lead me because I still put in the work. So I put in so much work. That's why I work so hard. People always ask me, why do you train 4 or 5 months? I'm like, bro, because at the end of the day, these are the top level guys. You got to give them the respect they deserve in the ring. So I made sure every stone was on, there was no stone left unturned. And I made sure I worked on everything. The defense was good. The offense was good. The combinations was good. The power was good. So man, I just, I'm a different type of fighter. And I need these great fighters for me to show you guys that I'm a different type of fighter. I don't shy away from nobody. I love the challenge. At the end of the day, I've been professional 13 years. I made it to the spot in my life where, like, the only thing that excites me are the big challenges. So at
Mm.
the end of the day, that's what I'm gonna keep striving. If you look at any other fighter that's extremely dangerous and they're in my weight class, that's exactly where I'm at because I want to challenge myself at the end of the day. And the only way you get the best version of yourself, the only way you get greatness out of yourself is if you challenge yourself with the hardest competitors there are. So with Dmitry Bivol, he's a great fighter. He's probably one of the best fighters out there today, just because he's so technical. He has good speed. He has good power. But at the end of the day, that's only going to turn emotional on. You know what I mean? So I'm ready for this fight. Like I said, I've been calling for all these fights because I've told you guys I've been 100% ready for this. So what I was thinking, right? How could we make a fight even bigger? I was thinking of maybe we do a catchweight at 190. We get the cruiserweight belts involved, the light heavyweight belts involved, and winner take all. Dimitri said he wanted to fight for the cruiserweight championships before his career was over. So maybe this is a bit. We can make a even bigger fight like that.
Can you
Uh,
still get to 75 though, if that's what he wants to just defend his light heavyweight titles?
Yeah, I mean, I can still get to 175. The thing about is that if I do end up fighting him, it's probably not going to be until like the end of the year, or I mean, it won't be in September. But if I get to work now, what I mean, I could get down to that weight, and that's exactly what I'm planning. Yeah, planning to do. I'm planning already to get to work. Because I know what's next after this. You know what I mean? So I know I have to be 100% ready. Just like I tell you guys, I trained 5 months. So if I'm going against Dmitry Bivol, I'm getting to work like probably next week. I brought my family to vacation this week, but next week we're getting to work.
If um if Bivol's going to decide to vacate instead, would it then be Beterbiev, who's number one in that WBA position at light heavyweight? And if let's say they're gonna have a trilogy with each other, then do you look at Opetaia at cruiserweight right now instead of going back to 175? And yeah, how do you look at that, David?
I mean, no, because the only thing I want, like I set these goals out. Sorry, for myself. Bivol is really he's the only fight I really want, like that I truly want, because he has all the belts. You know what I mean? After I beat Bivol, I'm gonna have right now I have 8 titles. You know, 3 of them were interim, 3 of them world championships at super middleweight, light heavyweight. Now I got 2 of them at cruiserweight. I really want those belts. You know, I want those accolades. So that's the only thing I want right now. You know, I'm not thinking about Opetaia. I'm not thinking about none of these guys because this is a fight I want, and it makes sense for both of us. But I mean, if it comes to the worst case scenario, you know, it's funny too because we don't even know about Joe Opetaia now. You know, I don't know what's going on with Zuffa. You know, and from what I hear, my people and their people, they're really hard. They don't like to work with each other. So, but you know, if that's what the people want, I'm here to cater to the people. So if we can't get the fight with Bivol and the people want the fight with Joe Opetaia, that's what we're gonna make.
You know, there was so much talk this week between it was the 30th anniversary of Oscar and Chavez and this whole dynamic of Mexican American, Mexico, and I caught up with Chavez and got his thoughts on it. Then he hugs you right after the fight, and there's that whole talk of what Mexican fighter this and that. Do you in part not so much want to avenge Canelo, but avenge Mexican boxing like, hey, Bivol, fight a Mexican your own size. And do you think beating a guy like that who did beat Canelo, would that, do you think that would do something to the public? The public that matters the most to you, it would seem, the Mexican and Mexican American fans.
I mean, I don't really know, man, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of Mexicans that love me. There's a lot of Mexicans that hate me. So
Mhm.
I'm not really trying to make everybody happy. The people that ride with me, I'm gonna give you guys the best possible fights, and I'm gonna be representing Mexico all day because my dad is from Mexico. So I don't really care about, you know, if people like, oh, is if me beating Vivol, is that really gonna give me the Mexican crowd? Like, bro, I have a lot of Mexican people that support me. And let's not even talk about race. I have a lot of people that support me.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, people from all around the world. I'm just grateful to have their support. And if you don't support me, you don't support me. But I guarantee you, you're going to watch my fights and you're going to watch my highlights. And you're going to watch them angrily. You're going to be like, man, this guy's so good, but we hate him. But at the end of the day, bro, like, I'm here for the people that are supporting me. You know, that's why I give my all for you guys in the ring. You know, I told you guys that you guys are going to get your money's worth this Saturday. And you guys did, right?